Indeed,
It goes. It goes.
And so, what was President Xi saying yesterday?
Well, we were talking mostly about the virus, and I think he's going to have it in good shape. But it's a very tricky situation.
Indeed,
it goes through air, Bob. That's always tougher than the touch. The touch, you don't have to touch things, right? But the air, you just breathe the air, and that's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus. People don't realize we lose 25,000, 30,000 people a year here. Who would ever think that, right?
I know. It's
pretty amazing. And then I say, well, is that the same thing? This is more deadly. This is 5 per. This is 5% versus 1% and less than 1%. So this is deadly stuff. Now it's turning out it's not just old people, Bob. Just today and yesterday, some startling facts came out. It's not just older
exactly.
young people, to plenty of young people.
So
what's going on
give me a moment of talking to somebody, going through this with Fauci or somebody who kind of it caused a pivot in your mind, because it's clear just from what's on the public record that you went through a pivot on this to, oh my God, the gravity is almost inexplicable and unexplainable.
Well, I think, Bob, really, to be honest with you,
sure, I want you to.
I wanted to always play it down.
Now, the president lies have been catching up with him. For months he has been lying, and he knows he's lying. And he has been denying everything. He has never been telling the truth. I know that. Maybe you know that. But he has never come public. Nobody has ever caught him. Although people caught him, but nobody has ever called him out, or it's been swept under the rug until now that Bob Woodward has tapes of him admitting on February 7th that indeed he knew the scope of the virus. He knew the scope of the coronavirus. He knew how deadly it was, and yet still he came and he lied every single day. Now, here we have over 200,000 people about to die. And from a president who you expect to be truthful, to take command, and to run this country the way how a president is supposed to be, firm, be honest. Now he has found himself in some doo-doo. Yes, he has. Now, if you're surprised about these tips, I'm not surprised. Because all along I knew he was a liar. Trump did not build his wealth based upon honesty. But we all know, look at the characters that have been around him. All shady, all has been found wanting or found to have questionable characters. Like I said in previous videos, that this guy did not build his wealth based on honesty and integrity. That's not how he built his wealth. He built his wealth as being rogue, as being cheating people and telling lies, and that's how he built his wealth. It is what it is, and he is who he is.
190,000 dead in the United States because of COVID-19. We just learned from the Washington Post columnist Bob Woodward that the President of the United States has admitted on tape in February he knew about COVID-19, that it passed through the air. He knew how deadly it was. It was much more deadly than the flu. He knew and purposely played it down. Worse, he lied to the American people. He knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to the country for months. He had the information. He knew how dangerous it was. And while this deadly disease ripped through our nation, he failed to do his job on purpose. It was a life and death betrayal of the American people. Experts say that if he had acted just 1 week sooner, 36,000 people would have been saved. If he acted 2 weeks sooner, back in March, 54,000 lives would have been spared in March and April alone. You know, his failure has not only cost lives, it sent our economy in a tailspin. It cost millions more in American livelihoods. This is a recession created by Donald Trump's negligence, and he is unfit for this job as a consequence of it. How many schools aren't open right now? How many kids are starting the new school year the same way they ended the last one, at home? How many parents feel abandoned and overwhelmed? How many frontline workers are exhausted and pushed to their limits? And how many families are missing loved ones at their dinner table tonight because of his failures? It's beyond despicable. It's a dereliction of duty. It's a disgrace. We're going to hear a lot more about this, I'm sure, not just from me, but from the news media and a lot of others. But I want to ask you one simple question. What's the value of a promise?
Normally when you see a president go into the White House, no, you'd see them after 4 years, their hair would get, you'd see the office, the pressure of the office starts to show on them. They look a little bit older. Now they're, you see like their hair will start to change and all of that. No, this president, no. Do you see anything? Do you see anything, any changes on him? Like he has pressure of the office? A president has to rule with empathy. This president has none. Do you think he goes to bed at night thinking about one of the person that coronavirus killed? With that burden, knowing that his decision was a result of their death? A good president, this is what they do. They carry burdens. They bear the burden of whatever decision they make, and however their decision impacts upon people. Then they bear that and they carry that. You have empathy. Does this president look like he has empathy? Does he look like he cares? Does he have a soul? Or is he all about money? What do you think? No, the saddest part about it is that other people also knew the truth and never stopped to take the president privately and say to him, man, you gotta come and tell the truth, or I think you should do this a little bit different. So it was like the blind leading blind. Not one person to stand up and say, no, it's not worth it. The American people deserves better. Not one. Now, in response to Bob Woodward's getting the tapes out, this is what the president had to say. Now, the president says he's like a cheerleader. But he's supposed to be the president, not a cheerleader. People did not elect him to be a cheerleader. Let cheerleaders be cheerleaders and president be president. It's like you have the president wants to be the cheerleader. He wants to be everybody. He wants to be the doctor. He wants to be the scientist. He wants to be the cheerleader. He wants to be the president. Never seen anything like this. You gotta let the president be president. The cheerleaders be cheerleaders. You don't want people to panic? Then come and be honest with them. This is the situation and this is how we're gonna operate. Right? My fellow Americans, this is a situation, this is a virus, and he himself confessed in the tape that it was airborne and it was killing 5% of people. So okay. My fellow Americans, this is the way it's gonna be, this is the way it is, and this is the data. And the scientists we're gonna listen to them, and we're gonna do what we have to do to get over the bump. That's what good presidents would do. This president, he said he loves this country. He loves the country because of what it affords him. He loves the country because he has gained wealth in this country. He does not love the people. This is a person that has referred to soldiers as losers. He does not love this country. He loves what the country the lifestyle that he has been living. If he had loved this country, why not show his taxes? Why not show how he has been giving back to this country? Like I said, he has been trying to do everybody's job, and that's a problem. You cannot, as a president, try to be everything at the same time. You have to let your president be president. You have to let the doctors be doctors, the scientists be the scientists. And it's like having a company. Look at this, having a company. You're trying to be the salesperson, you're trying to be the boss, you're trying to be the worker, you cannot do business like that. And this is how he runs his business, but this is not how a country is run. And he's nothing but a liar. We see he lacks empathy. He's nothing but a liar. He's telling you empty promises about a vaccine when doctors and scientists have been saying that this is not going to be ready until 2021. And he's still trying to sell it to you by November. This is clearly like this president has taken its people for idiots. He can just tell any story to them and feed them with any story, and they'll listen and they'll be okay with that. Now every day is another lie. Every day is another story. Now he's trying to turn it back on Woodward, and he's saying, okay, well, if I told you that, why didn't you come out with the tape earlier so that lives could be safe? Now he's trying to put the blame on somebody. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've never ever seen anything like that. And people are just flabbergasted. Aren't you tired of it? What's your take on it? What do you think? Now, please like, subscribe and share this video. And as usual, leave your comments down below. Thank you for watching.